Hi, may I speak to Jeff Bezos, please? Okay, thank you. I can wait. Hey, Jeff, it's Jeremy. Hey, good. How about yourself? Yeah, I know I heard the unfortunate news. I'm so sorry to hear about your divorce. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you've been with women for a while. I was just wondering, have you thought about, a big man in your life? You haven't. Well, let's put it this way. You got a rocket company, and they call me the Big Rocket. You know what I'm saying? Hello? Hello? Holy smokes, guys, if you didn't hear the big news today, I don't know where you have been hiding, but if you didn't already know, Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the modern world, has went ahead and he's basically getting divorced, okay? If you don't know who Jeff Bezos is, he's a founder and CEO of Amazon, as well as Blue Origin, which is a rocket company, kind of almost a similar competitor to something like SpaceX, which Elon Musk runs. Jeff Bezos right now has a net worth of somewhere around $137 billion. Yes, you heard me right, $137 billion. That is ridiculous, okay? I just thought I never thought we would talk about a big name divorce on the channel, but this is worth talking about because I've seen a lot of people comment to me, okay, is his wife going to get any money? Or how many Amazon shares is she going to get? If she gets any, what if she sells them? What's that going to do to Amazon stock price? I've seen a lot of people comment on this. This is just huge news out of just the business community. This has just swept the entire internet, okay? So first off, we got to look at what was posted on Jeff Bezos' Twitter page today. This was kind of a statement that kind of came out of him and his soon-to-be ex-wife there. It says, "We want to make people aware of a development in our lives. As our family and our close friends know, after a long period of loving exploration and trial separation, we have decided to divorce and continued our shared lives as friends on the weekend when we're very desperate. We feel incredibly lucky to have found each other and deeply grateful for every one of the years we have been married to each other. If we had known we would separate after 25 years, we would do it all over again. We've had such a great life together as a married couple, and we also see wonderful futures ahead as parents, friends, partners in ventures, projects, and individuals pursuing ventures and adventures." Holy smokes, he's a rapper. "Though the labels might be different, we remain a family and we remain cherished friends, Jeff and Mackenzie," all right, which is his soon-to-be ex-wife, all right? So key thing in this paragraph to look at is 25 years, all right? 25 years. Why is that important? Well, I've been married for 25 years, so we got to think. If they've been married for 25 years, it was basically Amazon found it within the last 25 years or not. This is very key to understand, what she's going to get or not get. Well, if we look here, yes, okay, Amazon.com was founded after they had already been married for, several months to almost a year before. So basically, Amazon.com is part of her property as well. But is it a part of her property? Because different states have different rules around a divorce in this situation, okay? So where do they live? They live in Washington. And so we got to ask ourselves, is Washington a community property state, okay? And if we go ahead and search that up, if you're facing a divorce in Washington and wondering what property you get to keep, the first thing you should know is that Washington is a community property state. That means that all income earned and property acquired by either spouse during the marriage is community property, which means a split half and half, okay? So this means that essentially, half is going to her, half is staying with him. It's a community property state. Not every state is like that. And because Amazon.com was basically founded during the marriage, and the same thing with Blue Origin, the other, is rocket company, basically, essentially, she's going to get half, he's going to get half, and that's just the way it is. There's almost no way out of that situation, okay? From our understanding, he didn't have a prenup or anything like that. And even if you had a prenup, sometimes in those type of states where it's community property, sometimes even then it can get overthrown. So it's basically, they're splitting stuff half and half. That's basically the bottom line there, all right? Now, if we look here, he owns around a little under 79 million shares in the company, so meaning she'll get around 39 million-ish shares of Amazon.com, which is going to be, they're saying somewhere around an 8% ownership she could end up with in that whole situation, so it's a big, big ownership stake in Amazon, first off, okay? Now, second off, as far as Blue Origin, it's hard to find a valuation for Blue Origin. From my understanding, it looks like Jeff Jeff Bezos owns 100% of Blue Origin, so it's not like Amazon where there's a bunch of different shareholders and a bunch of people have ownership. From my understanding, he owns 100% of Blue Origin, which is the rocket company. Very hard to find any type of valuation on that, but the next closest competitor is kind of like SpaceX, right, which is Elon Musk's company. Elon Musk, SpaceX is worth somewhere around roughly maybe 25 billion right now. So, you know, you could say maybe Blue Origin's worth somewhere around 20 billion. So maybe she'll get, you know, half that ownership, maybe a $10 billion stake or so in that whole situation. Now, the question is she going to go ahead and sell off all her Amazon shares, which if she started dumping Amazon shares, like that puts a massive seller in the market, right? If we're talking about an 8% ownership, if she just wants to start dumping Amazon shares like crazy, you know, that would be a lot to put onto the market in a very quick amount of time. But if we look at this, I'm not too convinced this would be a situation where she would just dump all her Amazon shares and crash the stock or something like that. Because if we look here, last year the couple announced they committed to $2 billion to fund existing nonprofits that help homelessness families and also create a network of preschools in low-income communities. So they already announced that in the past, and they've already probably put a ton of money toward that as of right now. Now, I'm sure they want to do more charity work in the future, and I'm sure at some point in time they'll sell off some Amazon shares. But from what my understanding as of right now, the situation is, you know, she wants to, you know, obviously build the wealth and, you know, make the money into more and more money over time. And then eventually, as they get older and older, they can start selling off more and more shares as time goes on. And it's like a Warren Buffett situation where they want to pretty much, from my understanding, give away most of their wealth over time, especially as they get later into their later years, 70s, 80s, 90s, and whatnot. So as of right now, I highly doubt she's going to get, you know, the ownership share and just dump all the Amazon shares on the market at once. It's so unrealistic from my understanding of the entire situation, all right? So if you're owning Amazon stock, I don't know if this is a big, huge worry as far as, oh my gosh, might she crash the stock because she sells out all her shares. It doesn't look like that, and I think that would not be a very intelligent move, and I don't think that's a move she wants to make or Jeff would advise her to do or anything like that, okay? This brings me to even a bigger point. You know, with a lot of these guys, you know, Elon Musk, for instance, been divorced like 3 times and whatnot. You know, a lot of these billionaires, they get divorced a lot, and they're in a lot of different relationships, and I got to say, it's probably really hard for some of these guys that are running massive companies like this, and especially, you know, many companies. Like, look at Elon Musk, for instance. He's got, you know, Tesla, he's got SpaceX, he's got the Boring Company, different other side projects and whatnot. You look at Jeff Bezos, he's running arguably the biggest company in the entire world in Amazon, right? Imagine just being the CEO of that and how demanding of a job that is. And then on top of that, you have all the media relations you have to deal with. And then on top of that, you own this rocket company, Blue Origin. You got to keep track of everything that's going on there. It's a lot, guys. So I'm surprised that they made it 25 years in that whole situation, just because it is so much. It is so much on your plate when you're talking about you're going after billion-dollar type idea and trillion-dollar ideas. Really, you know, Amazon hit $1 trillion market cap at one point in 2018, okay? These are trillion-dollar ideas, and Elon Musk is chasing the same type of thing. With these type of guys, that's a tough situation to kind of stay, you know, married for a long time, because both sides want attention, and if you're going after these multi-billion-dollar dreams, that's a tough thing to pull off to try to, you know, keep everything copacetic and whatnot. And then it's funny because a lot of people think like, oh my gosh, man, being a billionaire would be so cool. Like you can, like it can open the door to like talk to so many women. Or if you're a woman and you're super rich, oh my gosh, it like opens the door to talk to so many men and whatnot that you might not usually get to talk to. Well, here's the situation where that's very bad. Imagine the paranoia someone that's a billionaire would have about, you know, if somebody even really likes them, right? You're going on a date and it's like, is this person really going on a date because they're interested in me? They may actually be physically attracted to me, or are they simply going on a date with me because I'm a billionaire? Are they simply trying to get with me because I'm a billionaire or something like that? That thought has to always be in your mind if you were super rich out there or something like that. Whereas if you're just an average Joe and you're going on a date, whether you're a girl or a guy, right? The person's probably actually into you and they're probably actually interested in you. But if you're going on a date and you're a billionaire, you're Jeff Bezos going on a date, you're Elon Musk or whoever, you know, these big popular guys, like imagine the paranoia that must go on in their heads thinking, man, this person might not even really be into me. This might only be into me because I own Amazon, okay? Or because I own Tesla or something like that. Like you gotta imagine that that's a bad thing. That's one of the rare downsides of being a billionaire is the paranoia that people are just trying to be your friends or in significant relationships with you simply because you have this ridiculous amount of money out there. It's gotta be going through their heads all the time. So here's a basic situation. Jeff Bezos is single and ready to mingle out there, okay? okay? So it's time to shoot your shot. It's time to try to get with them. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, if you own Amazon stock, I wouldn't worry too much about, her personally dumping a lot of shares on the market. I'd probably worry more about just the overall market in general and maybe Amazon stock going down. But as far as worrying about her, oh my gosh, she's going to sell her whole ownership stake, I would say there's probably less than a 1% chance of that happening, her dumping out all her shares. Anyways, I want to hear your guys' opinion on this whole situation. What do you think about it? Let me know in that comment section. I would love to hear from you guys in that comment section. As always, make sure you hit a thumbs up if you enjoyed this today. Thank you for watching and have a great day.